Okay, hello. Welcome to building the Milton Valley Railroad. Just starting things up in the background, 1 moment. Let's see. Did I... Yes, good. Okay. So, this is where we left off last time. Namely, we built up this area here. A little bit of stuff along there and back there is a little bit, I think. But mostly the actual town area. So, red fish vanish. Yes, hello. Welcome. I've seen that you followed. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, so I received a little bit of feedback on the video, the last one, which is that, one, this building looks too modern, which, yes, I agree with. I'll have a look if I can find a better one, but I want a building that is recognizable as a fire station. If I can find one that's a little less modern, I'll go for that one. Second thing was with the dumpsters, that in this time they weren't really like this, along with the companies, that it would also be a local thing, which, yes, that makes sense. And I'll probably... The thing is, for example, this one here. Well, actually, the other one. For example, this one here. I like this particular dumpster because it just adds a little splash of color in there. Because most of the route are the same greens, and then you've got the same gray of the track, and that's pretty much most of the color palette. If you go along here, you probably won't even see it that well back there, but if you do, turn the camera around, I like there to be a little bit more color there. So I can see if I can find one that doesn't have a logo like that on there, but I would like to have one that is a little bit more colorful, even if it's not that realistic. Simply for that reason. I think that most of these are probably going to have logos. Plus, I already used a lot of these assets on this route, and if I were to stop using them now, then I really would have to replace them all over, and they are quite important parts of a lot of scenes, so I don't really want to do that. And at the end of the day, this is, even though it is set in this time period, it is a fictional route, which means that yes, I would prefer it if things were time era appropriate, but yeah, it's not as bad if they're not as if it were a completely realistic map. But I do appreciate the feedback, and where possible, I do want to fix issues like this. So, thank you. Found your channel looking for Trainz signal tutorials. Enjoyed the content. First live stream. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, let's see. So, I believe I did already look through the fire stations. So let's have a look on the DLS for fire station as well as maybe firehouse. Let's see. This one may be rural fire station. That might look a bit better. Yeah, there's your P2 repaint indeed. Yes, it has since been updated. Let's have a look. Is there anything else that I might want to use? Maybe that one. Okay, what if I look for firehouse? Because sometimes they are called firehouse. That's okay. I mean, that looks quite a bit older. Sometimes if I click in here, the images don't load. Yeah, very recently. Looks good. And what about the fire station's placement? Will it remain concealed behind the other buildings? Well, yeah, that was the other point too, that it wouldn't really be behind the things. But the thing is that is kind of a... I mean, if I did just use this one, fire station number 1, then... I mean, this one even... That one looks... I don't know if that one looks too old now. I don't know. I don't know what that stands for exactly. But yeah, I think maybe use this one instead. So... I did read that part of the comment as well. The thing is, it is more so... Not an Easter egg, but a little thing to find if you're exploring the map a little bit. Or if you just look down there. It's like you can go back and see, oh, there's a thing back there. Now, maybe I can put a different thing back there, but I don't know what I would put back there, if not this. New South Wales? Could be. Fire Brigade. New South Wales Fire Brigade. That could work. I mean, if I wouldn't put it back there, then... I mean, I guess I could put it there, but then it still wouldn't be on the... I mean, that would kind of be a little bit better. Maybe. That's a little bit more accessible there, I would say. If you imagine that this is like a little alley going back there. Although this fire truck still looks quite old, I think. But maybe it's okay. General store? No, we've got stores in front here. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it empty back there. Okay, so what to do next? Well, did you place that other fire engine before? Maybe it's that? What do you mean? The red one, I don't know what you mean. Back in the city? 2 identical assets. You mean where I put down the fire station over here? If I can find it. Where was it? One moment. Almost like looking for for a thing like this in a real city. It wasn't back there, it was somewhere over here maybe? Yeah, it's always difficult to find things in this bit. Even with a bird's eye view. Ah, here. That one you mean. Sure, I can see if that fits a bit better. Probably will. Yeah, that does fit a bit better. Then this one I'll just kind of hide back here. Just in case. Alright, so what next? Well, we've got this open space here, which we could fill with stuff. I suppose having like another field in here might look good, or it could just be open. Could literally just be open space. And then we've got all this bit where I do want some fields in here, because I've already got this little mill grain loader thing here. So that's probably what I'm going to work on next. Connecting this with a little road going up onto this bit, and then putting fields over here. Also, someone might join us in voice chat today. Not 100% sure yet, but maybe. No, not Kango Fango. How about that? And then I'll use the textures for the rest of the area. So what kind of colors do I want here? Maybe have this sort of color as a base, and then mix in a few other colors over the top of that later. I think that sounds good. Although the scale is a bit too small, I'll need to redo this bit, because if it's not that directly next to the tracks, which means that with a higher scale, I can use the pattern without it repeating as often. So if I set the scale to about middle, then the pattern isn't going to be as obvious, which is good. So let's start with something about like this. Then let's put in a little bit of other textures around. Just kind of dot them in, mixing them together. And I try not to mix too many colors together, because if I do, then that can be a source of lag as well. But mixing a few colors together is fine. Hello VGR, welcome. As you can tell, I'm building the MVR. I don't know that we're going to need this much space, but I think it's good to fill in a little bit more area there. So then I need to decide kind of how the field should go. So I want a meadow sort of over here, probably from here along this bit. And sure, let's call the little trees bit as part of the field. Then we can have the fence going along here. Exiting. Sorry for the confusion. No, I'm not going. I mean, exciting. Well, hello there. Hey, sorry for the red stains on my pants. Just finished dealing with some undesirable girls. That's... I don't think I want to know anything more, any details about that. Goodness gracious me, I hope that's just ketchup. Anyway, what are we building today? Well, I'm continuing a little bit more work up here. So I changed a little bit of this. I moved the fire station, replaced one of the dumpsters, and I know that these ones don't really fit with a company logo and things on there, but I've already got them on all over the route, and they do add a nice splash of color. if you're not paying that close attention to them, I'm probably gonna leave them. I'm grateful for the feedback, but I just like the color. I like a little amount of color that they add. So yeah, I changed some bits back there, and now I'm working on filling in this area over here. Basically what you can see on screen now, which I've started by spanning out a field kind of over here, and then I'll probably add a little road continues along and to the other fields. So, hello, Anthony Sarson too. Sure, yes. I'll hop in on thing here. But I still need to switch this over. One moment, they can't hear you yet. There we are.
Okay, hello.
There we go. They should be able to hear you now. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, yes.
Sorry, I had to mute the stream for a second because I didn't want echoing in the background.
That's fine. So yes, hello. Welcome.
Hi. So I made quite a few updates to Westbrook Scenic, and I'd say compared to Riverdale, it's a huge improvement.
Yeah, that's what you'll find. The more you work on things, the more you'll improve. And then with every iteration, the previous things, well, you think, well, actually, if I did this now, I could do it so much better. And that's always the thing.
Yeah. The route is based off Conway Scenic and the P&O, Plymouth and Lincoln Road. That's the inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
We go two different directions. We go to Woodsville, which goes by the lake, and we go to Wittsburg. So that goes like south about 3 or so miles. You run around, stay there for a few minutes uphill, get off, do their thing, and then just like 5 minutes before you leave, give a long horn blast to let them know it's time to come back. And yeah.
Okay. So now the question here is, do I put a fence along the river? Or is the river a natural boundary where the farmers wouldn't really put a fence there because the cows or whatever aren't really gonna swim across anyway?
I'd say a fence would be good.
Is that based on real life reference, or is that just a...
I mean, they're animals. You never know what they're gonna do. Animals are very unpredictable.
Yeah, but the thing is, here in the UK, there are a lot of places where the fence just goes to where the river is, and then you've got the bank going down and there is not anything there. I don't know if it's the same in the US or in different parts of the US, or if that's...
I mean, only reason I wouldn't know is because I don't usually pay attention to that stuff, so... That's the only reason I probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so... Sawmill? Timber? No, that thing wasn't a sawmill, that was a grain loading mill thing, I think. Or maybe it was a sawmill. Let's have a look. Is it a sawmill? I thought it was more of a Evans mill. No, I think that's a grain loading facility more. Let's look. WM is one of the main companies here in Canada, in case you're curious. I think it's also in the USA. Ah, that is interesting. What's up? Well, I've just finished updating all of my Grizzly P2 repaints for Trainz. I am so much happier with them now that the wheel tires are black instead of polished. Yes. They do look much nicer. Hello. What about you? Nice. Thanks. Good. Suspicious. Oh, you're suspicious. Good. If you're interested, I made a Twitter board where you all can take a look. Yes, I've seen that. Right, Grain, want me to bake some bread?
No, I'm just kidding. I said it's totally a rickroll, just kidding.
Grain, want me to bake some bread? No, but you might be able to drive your truck up here and load some grain. Drive it to the bakery, or wherever it needs to go. While not completely out of my frame of reality, I thought of an overhead shot of a cows swimming across the river. Amused me. Yeah, but it depends on how realistic it would be. Given how shallow this looks here, I'm probably gonna put a fence over. Best I can do is troop truck. Sure, we can load some grain sacks into a troop truck. That'll work.
Yeah, sure it is. So, when and if the Conway Scenic Map releases, I just want to let you know that there is a lot of third-party assets. There's quite a few third-party assets, so...
Yeah, that's... I don't know. As you know, I don't like installing them. But we'll see.
Again, that's when and if.
Yeah. Okay. Plus, the dirt that I put underneath these gates here does also help me find the assets when I need to locate them for new fields. I've got a good idea about those dumpsters. Contact the author, and if he agrees to do it, you could do like 7 repaints or so, or of it, or so in different colors and fictional garbage sanitation departments. Community goes there. I don't know. That might work, but I mean that's a lot of effort to go to for such a small detail. Plus, I would still have to replace them. By the way, Shredder, remember that story with the floating city I kind of abandoned? Yes, I do. I got the wrong texture. Yeah. I'm onto the ballast. Okay, so here I'll just put a little, just click on some single clicks, just to get a little bit of this kind of muddy looking color in here, even though I know if you zoom in it looks a little bit drier, like stone, because it is a ballast texture. But I think the color of it makes it look quite nice as a kind of muddy looking thing. Well, I kind of took... did you come back to it? Well, I kind of took the idea, but modified it. Ooh, I see. Sure, that's very true, but if you did do that, then you could choose your own colors too. Yellow, red, brown, and blue. Yes, they're the really useful crew, I know. Okay, so... Do I need... Do I need roads going along there? I don't know, because... I mean, with the amount of space I've got here, I could easily fill this in with one field. And that would work. But... Maybe having a little dirt road connect from down here up to this main road would look quite nice. And then if I did that, I could use that as an access point for future fields. Maybe over here. Have this come down like that. The beautiful, they're the youthful crew. Wait, no. And also the princess of that city. Biggest modification I did to the character design is that now 90% of her body from the neck down is biomechanical. Ah, so I see. So by biomechanical you mean parts that were grown, but machine parts that were grown and then integrated into our nervous system or something like that? Essentially a cyborg, if you will. Oh, right. Or Android, depends. No. So you mean just mechanical parts that are integrated into her biological systems then?
I'm back.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Right. Human... Was she built, eh? Well, I would suppose that... Yeah, she was originally human. So Kango, how did the Star Trek tabletop role-playing game go today? The one that you played in, I mean.
Wait, is Star Trek an actual like game you can like buy on Steam?
Star Trek is the name of the franchise. There are games that you can buy. Well, Star Trek Online, for example, is a free-to-play MMO set in the Star Trek universe. But it's basically like 98% combat. Like
How much does it cost?
It's free-to-play. Some of the in-game ships do cost money, but you can, I think, play most of the game without spending any money on it. All of the stories and everything, that's free. It's just if you've at a certain point, you have to pay money to unlock highest tier ships, but I don't think that they're really necessary. I've not played it myself, but I did a bit of research on it.
In that case, I might actually join your Star Trek thing.
The Star Trek thing that I'm doing is a tabletop role-playing game where it's basically like a cooperative version of storytelling where I'm the game master and I basically set the scene and describe situations and things like that, and then each player has their own character that they've made and have control over. So, for example, if you had a character that flies the starship, you could say, okay, well, I want to navigate the ship in such a way that, for example, it keeps the moon behind us and the other ship so that they don't detect us. And then you can roll dice to see how you do, and it's basically a form of cooperative storytelling. So
okay,
that's the Star Trek thing that I'm doing.
I might join.
Do you have any tabletop role-playing experience?
I mean, I play Emergency Response Liberty County on Roblox, but that's pretty much it.
Could you say that slower again? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I play Emergency Response Liberty County on Roblox, but I don't have any experience with Star Trek roleplay, though.
Well, if you're interested in tabletop role-playing, then we might be able to do something, but because the Star Trek game is being live-streamed, I really can't get new players in there, especially players who haven't got that much experience with it, because otherwise just things would never get done. Everything would drag on if I have to explain all the things. Because the thing is with the episodes that we do, every episode is between like maybe 3 and 4 streams, each one 2 hours. And with that already it is we do have to hurry quite a lot to get stuff done. But if you are interested in Star Trek role playing, then well, we can talk about it off stream, but there might be some things if you're interested in it.
Okay.
Because I have in the past, well, actually still do, playing in games where I have to explain the game to complete beginners quite a lot. So we can talk about that.
Okay.
So yes, but off stream because.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay, so question is, do I want these all to be pastures, or do I want there to be fields as well that are that grow crops? I think I want like a golden field in here. I need to read a bit of chat. Next, anyways. Yes, what?
If you're talking in the background, my dad's talking to the cat. Just an FYI.
Sure. Right. So, yeah, alright, a terrible accident, but an unfortunate accident left her without her lower body. Yeah. An unfortunate accident. That reminds me of RoboCop, even though there it wasn't an accident, there it was deliberate. Although how that film was resolved, I think, is still very clever. Especially how RoboCop kind of gave the cue to then allow him to do the thing. So he indirectly did cause it himself, even though it went against his programming in that way. Anyway. It was great. Nice. However, a royal scientist managed to take her body, take her head and put it on a mech body. She is still alive. Good. You could say that she had the head that wouldn't die, if you get the reference to that old film. It was so great, figured out that the moon, Sinura, also known as the Dancing Sister due to its spinning really quickly, actually was the planet which the Cadillac had crashed on. Yes! And without context, that is very useful information. The mech buddies feeds the brain with blood and oxygen. I see. There was a reveal and a half, I'd say that much. Well, you can always be an NPC with us. Yeah, if you want to, you can always be play an NPC in chat. If you want to go be part of the stream one, that's a good point. Yes, we got big guns and do the shoot. Come back to the city. It's no longer a sky one, but rather a city in a mystical valley. Ooh. With the sky one, it did remind me a lot of, what was it? Laputa? Was it Laputa? I think it was Laputa. From the castle in the sky. Alright, any reason in particular for that change? Well, I thought the city on the ground would look much nicer. Maybe. Right, I see. I think having its location be in the sky added a lot to its mystic value, but of course it's up to you. By the way, I inspired the new character design of the princess was this artwork. Sure. Let's have a look at that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see what you mean with the mechanical things. Alright. So, let's see. I think I do want this, and I'll just kind of paint along here to where the fence is, so it's going parallel with that. And how far do I want this? I want this to carry on over here to where this dirt track is, and then... I mean, I could have this entire thing be that. I think that might be a little bit too much.
I have a suggestion for a new industry you should add.
Ooh, what is it?
A quarry.
You mean a quarry where they...
like rock and stuff like that, like rock quarry.
Yeah, well, I have a gravel pit on here already. So over here, on stream, if you want to. And
yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, and that's where... Well, that's where they get the gravel out for the cement industry.
Okay.
Like another quarry where they get out cut stone, like stone blocks.
Yeah.
That might be an idea. I'll have to think about what sort of industries would receive those. If they... Because on the one hand, they would probably be used for building construction if they're not using concrete or cement or anything like that. But
yeah.
I don't know how common that is in this day and age. Plus, I don't know if there are any good cars that would load them, or if it would just probably be box cars that they would be put in on pallets or things like that.
You could probably just like use the same cars you use for gravel cars, just put like the stone blocks in them instead.
If that loads correctly, then maybe. Let's see. Plus, some of the landscapes look way nicer. I see. Will the doors for the Star Trek Pathos cast members open up before the first episode of each season, Jarvis? Well, the thing with Star Trek Pathos is that on stream, like in playing as the actual player characters, I want to limit that to people that basically to my friends, people that I have roleplay experience with before, so I know what sort of stuff they enjoy and kind of what their play styles are and things like that, to just smoothen that out, so that I can there aren't. So the one, it's going to be quicker, and two, like we can get through stuff quicker, and two, we're not going to run into any issues that might be related to that live on stream. Now, if one of my friends who I've had roleplay experience with before wanted to join, actually I don't know if I want a fence there. Maybe I just want it open. I think I just want it open here. Wanted to join, then I don't think we'd have to wait until the end of the season for that. Probably just the end of the episode, and then in the new episode I can work them into being introduced. Because of the way that the Star Trek Pathos is running episodically, that wouldn't really be an issue.
So does Star Trek have like a script?
You mean the role-playing series that I'm...
Yeah.
Well, the short answer is no. The slightly longer answer is that at the beginning of each episode, I come up with a basic plotline. For example, some of the ones we've had so far is that one of the characters' old ships is conducting a secret transporter tech experiment, and something goes wrong. And then the players have to figure out how to save the crew that are stuck in the transporter buffer, dematerialized. And then I give the players that situation, and then what the players do with it is completely unscripted. The players come up with that on the fly, on the spot, on stream. And then I react to that on the fly. And these are the only real preparation that's done ahead of time, is kind of the plot hooks to begin the story, and a rough idea of where I want it to go. Maybe a few solutions if I come up with a few possible solutions that I can steer the players towards if they're struggling. But scripted, no, it is not.
Okay.
Right. Like there's one of the supporting characters you met later, which is literally a giant greenhouse with a big tree in the middle, which is the actual house. Oh, do you mean like with the landscape, or I'm not quite sure how that is. How that's related. I'm not sure about the context. Sounds impressive. Do you know what sort of antics they get up to? Giant greenhouse was inspired by this. Ooh, let's have a look. And then it's just a picture of Victoria Station. Ooh, VGR. That looks a lot like the old Crystal Palace in London before it burned down. If you look up Crystal Palace, I think that could inspire you a lot, because that looks quite similar to that. It looks like the people who made that were probably inspired by that. It was built for the World's Fair, I believe. Right, hello. Oh, hello, Stavarus? Welcome. A lot of Dungeons and Dragons, but in space, sounds like. Yes, basically. So, the Star Trek thing it's basically... The core of it is like D&D, it's like any tabletop role-playing system. but the system itself is built to make the gameplay feel like you're playing an episode of Star Trek. So, yeah, the Star Trek system specifically is a lot more open than a lot of D&D is. There aren't as many hard rules, like not as many numbers and calculations and things that you need to do on the fly while you play it. So, but yeah, it's basically like that. Yes, you're right. Let's see. Do I want this sort of color for the little dirt runway? Maybe. I think that might work. So what? What did you want to say?
I said I think I heard a ding.
A bing?
A ding.
A ding. Yeah, I thought I heard something like that over your microphone as well.
Yeah.
This looks like that small runway on KSP on the other island, on the little island.
Do you like trains?
Me? Yes, of course I do. You know that.
I just say that every now and then, like, do you like trains?
Okay, so now I've got to figure out how any of this is going to work. So, I shall read chat. You need to adjust the Heisenberg compensators to redirect the flow back through the transporter buffer. Yes. But that episode was concluded a long time ago. I think there was only episode 3. Now we're on episode 10. But yes. And the general aesthetic of the city will be modern mixed with Victorian and steampunk. Nice. So the tree has been hollowed out. Giant greenhouse with a tree in the middle. No, not yet. Don't forget the recombobulating of the quantum space cylinder accelerator units. Split around it. You need a proper sized hydro spanner for that. Yes. Yes, that one. I know that one. I don't know. Do you like trains, Anti-2002? Yes. The city also enjoys somewhat luxury due to the resources. Ain't technobabble a grand thing? Fun thing, do you know why it's called technobabble? Do you know the reason behind it?
No.
What were you replying to there in chat? With no. What? When you were replying to that. Oh right, the trains. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. I think about it. Okay. Well, the term technobabble comes. I think it comes from Star Trek. Actually, I could be mistaken, but I think it comes from Star Trek actually, where in the script, when there's a problem that they need to solve, then they write in the script, and then they say, okay, character enters. Character says, we solved the issue using, and then they just put in brackets the word tech. Yeah? So they don't even, the writers don't come up with the actual explanation, they just write in brackets tech. And then someone else just fills that in with babbling, with incoherent terms that sound technical. And that's technobabble. So that is the actual real definition of it. Now, in a more modern sense, technobabble is often used just to describe a lot of technical words that don't make that much sense if you're just listening to them. So it doesn't. So if someone, for example, if there's some sort of issue with a nuclear reactor in a game or in a story or whatever, and then there's a character that says, "Oh, I know how to solve it," and we've got to do stuff. I don't know. It says something like with the control. It's like the pneumatic systems that control the control rods have been I don't know, have seized up due to calcification in the water clearance system or something like that. I don't know. Something that does actually make sense. Well, by the way, what I just said didn't. But something that does make sense, but said in a way that it can't really be followed, so to say, then that is also sometimes called technobabble, even though it technically isn't, as long as the writers didn't put brackets tech in there. Right. Took inspiration from the city of Mako from Final Fantasy VII. I am not familiar with that. Yes, we solved the issue by tech, and then we thought that if we'd use tech, we should be fine. So we tried that, and everything worked. Yeah, exactly like that. Appreciated, Commander. Yes. Voyager did a lot, like really a lot with that. There are so many episodes in Voyager where when there's some sort of issue, and oh no, it's so dangerous, how can we possibly do that? And then someone, probably Bilana or Tom Paris, is going to say, wait, I have an idea. If we reroute the power flow through the starboard power couplings, then that will alleviate the pressure through the main warp drive, and that could give us just the amount of boost that we need to get clear of the artificial quantum singularity that's tied to the tachyon levels in this area of space. Then Janeway will look stern at them for a moment and say, do it. And then they do it. And then, oh no, it's not going to work, oh, it worked. Okay. The problem that we've spent the entire episode trying to solve was solved by incoherent tech-sounding words. And Voyager did that quite often. So some might say that is lazy writing, and in most cases I would really tend to agree with them. What are your views on that, Anthony Saracen, too?
Good.
Good. Okay, good.
I didn't really understand anything.
Oh.
I didn't understand anything.
Do you want me to quickly explain?
No, you're fine. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, sure. Sure.
Just me being me.
Sure. Okay. Whoa there. That was too much sci-fi talk there. There? Yes. The what? What? Yeah, exactly. 11 out of 11 example. Would listen to an accurate depiction of technobabble in Star Trek Voyager again. Good. Well, you'll get the chance. And then I start saying the whole thing over. Yes, that's the point. TNG was guilty of that quite a lot too. Yes, you're right. It didn't used to be that bad, but there are definitely a lot of examples of that in TNG too. But I think Voyager pushed that envelope a little bit more still. Do I really want to use this building here? I don't know. I think it fits quite nicely.
You know that I like trains?
Well, not according to your text messages. Wahahaha. Yeah. But yes, I agree with that. Red fish vanish. _0289 if I want to be precise.
FYI, if I leave the call but randomly, it's because my power went out.
Ah. Oh, have you got storms there?
Yeah, snowstorm.
Ah, yes. I was playing Star Trek RPG tabletop role-playing game with my friends today. One of them is from Florida, and she also said that they're having quite intense storms.
Oh, they get storms all the time.
Yeah, I know. So, yes. Yeah, the technobabble in TNG. Yeah, it varies, of course, as it does in Voyager as well, of course, but yeah.
Do you hear prime movers?
Only when you're speaking, I think, because I think the microphone otherwise doesn't. I think the microphone tries to filter it out, or not pick it up. But then if you're speaking, I do hear it a little bit. It's not too bad.
It's loud. The parameters are loud on my side.
Yeah, but over here it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, 252 and CSX unit, it's loud.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's loud.
Yeah, I believe you. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this little shed type building and put that over here. Then I'm gonna make sure that this is all connected like that. Then I'm going to, is that the red color that I want? Maybe. Just gonna...
Also, a suggestion for this industry, you should probably build like a runaround so that way like trains not to shove the cars like 6 miles or however long it is.
That is a good point. However, this little line right here literally only goes around the corner and then into here. That's all. So
yeah, but oh, okay, it's right around the corner.
Yeah,
okay.
it's basic. So it literally. So if I look at it like this, you can see the whole thing on stream. So yes.
That's not as far as I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a good point. That is a good point. Glad to know that you're keeping your eyes open for this.
Yeah, I'll put it back.
Sure. Right. Do you want to take the cake when it comes to Technobabble? Well, Voyager did have it quite severely. In some episodes, it definitely felt like the... hold on, where's the bumper? I need a... One moment, I need a... I'll just find the bumper over there. In some episodes, it definitely felt like the writers discovered this thing like, wait, you mean I don't actually have to come up with complicated technical solutions to things? I can just write tech and the problem will solve itself? Why weren't we using this from the beginning? And then they just started using it a lot. But, yeah. Now, so with this, the cars are obviously going to be pushed in. So you have probably like a conductor or someone standing on the rear car or something like that, while the train gets pushed up this way along here, and then the cars get dropped off there, because then I don't need any other stuff there. Although I will put in a...
I like trains.
Yes. So, I will put in a little siding here, just
Jesus, the wind is blowing hard.
I believe you.
I'm not even in Florida, I'm in New England.
Ah, well, I'm in Old England. So there.
We're in Old England.
Yeah, I'll just add this siding just for stuff to be put on, basically. And while... So this is... This is mostly to unload stuff that... So the point is, what is this for? It's interesting. Well, there's a little runway there. So either it's for delivering some sort of goods, which, I mean, unless it's like emergency stuff, but that's kind of unlikely. Or it's for private planes that kind of can land here and or things like that, and you can transfer over. In which case, a warehouse like that isn't that useful, unless maybe I could put like a little passenger platform thing along here where the road is. So I could maybe put the road a little bit further over to the side like that. That's a bit too much. Hold on. I'll actually just pull this back to here and pull that back as well. Can maybe put a little waiting area there so that if rich people or people who are in a really, really big hurry can actually wait there. So that might work. I'll have to have a look for suitable buildings. But I might just make this general goods and maybe only accept like maybe 3 or something like that. So yeah. You stealing power from the neighbors? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, do you have storms there? Yeah, there's one going right now. Ah yes, I was playing with the meteorological, that's the word. I know what that word is, I know to pronounce it, just reading it is sometimes a bit difficult to pronounce. Meteorological control panel earlier. That might cause it. Me? No. Ah, New England. No, I mean, I think it doesn't do. Never been there. Original England. Yes. Gotcha. The original, you might say. Ha! The definite article, you might say. I like that a lot. Paradise. Then why do you say, as if you're not sure? Let's see. Are there... I mean, ideally I'd want maybe a little building like that, but not one that has a platform attached. Maybe this one. Flag station. Flag station, that seems like the right thing. Yeah, just sort of like this. And then I'll probably put in like a little wooden platform there as well. Ah, train horn. Yes, I heard that. Oh, and there it was again. Oh, and another time. Well, I said not Yes, welcome back. So yeah, this will probably...
Probably.
Yes, exactly. Just kind of go along to there. Then I'll lower it down a bit.
That's okay if you're wondering, I don't know why I responded in chat.
So I think that might look okay. I'll move this. Actually, do I? Actually, this doesn't have any door on the back. Interesting. Maybe. Yes?
It's an F.
What? I don't know what you mean.
Let's get an F in the chat. Because there's no door on the back?
What is the... I don't get the reference, sorry.
Can you get an F in the chat because there's no door on the back?
I know, I get the reference as F to pay respects, but why would you need to pay respects if there's no door in the back?
I don't know. I just thought of it, so I decided to say it.
Ah, that makes sense.
Very much so.
So just kind of have it like that. Okay. And I suppose now has come the time to name this little town in the mountains, and I wanted to name it after the falls. So what are the falls called? Do you have any suggestions? These waterfalls here.
Blitz Falls?
Blitz? As in German for lightning?
Just Blitz Falls. First thing that came to my mind.
Maybe.
Arethusa Falls, Silver Falls, White Falls, Lily Falls.
I'll consider it. I'll read chat while I consider it.
Okay.
So yeah, I also edited the intro scene story. Could you add the door in yourself? I could, yes. But I don't know that I want one there if you're just gonna enter from the platform anyway. A separate object? Yeah, I could. It's from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. The protagonist, alright. Let me think. Truenna Falls. Maybe. Were they already given a name? Maybe. I don't think so. Lightning Rock Fall? No, not Lightning Rock Falls. Silver Crescent Falls? I don't know. I like Silver Falls because
Falls.
Or Silver Cascade.
I can't hear what he's saying. There's a lot of interference with the microphone currently.
Sorry, my mic fell off my computer.
That would do it.
Silver Cascade.
I prefer just Silver Falls because with Silver Falls, you can see it either as well the water as it's falling down just looks silver, or maybe once upon a time this place had a lot of silver that was being washed down from the mountains and deposited in the river, and that's why they call it Silver Falls, perhaps. So that could be another reason. So you've kind of got those two reasons for it. I like that. So I'll call the station Silver Falls.
Wait, so is the line that goes up here, is this the main line or is this a branch line?
This is, well, it's more of a branch line. So if you look at it like this, you've got the stream up. You can see the main line comes from down here, up there, and the main line continues just straight north and continues north like that. And then you've got this branch which comes up off at Northasia, goes past the gravel pit, and then up to what is now Silver Falls.
So wait, we're what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh yeah. So where do you plan to expand next? Where do you plan for your next expansion?
Well, so this line going up here to Silver Falls is pretty much going to end here on this map. The actual line does continue on, as you can see, but on this map, it's just going to vanish into a portal so that I can spawn trains from here if I want to.
So this will be the last expansion on the map?
This will be the last expansion on this line. The actual map itself still has a few open ends. One of them is down here in the main broad valley. You can see the main line comes from down that way, and the Milton Valley line goes off the right, which is the main line going to what other stuff we've built. Going straight ahead is going to continue along this valley for a bit until it reaches another town, which is where all the grain is going to be delivered to. Then I've got two more, which is up here by the lake. Don't mind this bridge, I'll reverse the bridge.
Okay.
Then we've got this line which is going to go up here along there to another town where it's going to also load logs and things like that. And then
also, I like how the lake looks. It's very unique. It's a very unique shape.
Yes, thank you very much. It's the lake because it's of the dam that's down here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the way, if you watch the streams back, the way I made this is, I made it the way that this lake would have naturally formed. I
was watching the stream when you made this.
Yeah. So
that's when I first joined your channel.
You're right. So yeah, then the last line is the one that comes in from back there, which is also just going to go to another little town. So I've got those three open ends left after I've finished the Silver Falls bit. And then, well, actually, then I've still got to do a little bit down here with the city because this is unfinished yet. So I've got to do the right side over here.
So do you plan to expand south?
A little bit. This main line down here in the city is going to carry on through the city for maybe 1 or 2 more stations, and then it's going to end in a terminus.
You should try and keep going till you get to 200 episodes.
Well, the Trainz episode counter is counting the total Trainz live streams, not just Milton Valley Railroad live streams. So, yeah, we'll get to 200. Okay, let me actually finish reading chat. So, right, Silver Falls. Silver mine branch line time. Well, there's not really a silver mine up here. I'll have to find the stream where you made the waterfall. I will need that for my map at some point. Ah, well, if you want the... It's only a few episodes. Oh, hold on, I can quickly find it. One moment. Oh, you've already posted it. There you go. You've already posted it. If you want the KOIDs for the waterfall, I'll be more than happy to give them to you if you want them. Thank you, Kangafango, by the way. Damn, having the natural submerged valley instead of just having it flat like most others would have probably done it is much nice detail. Yes. Wait, have you just replied to your own message there by accident? Anyway, so... I think that's good. Now I want to find a small hangar. A really small one. Maybe a little... I mean, width-wise, that's a bit too wide, but length-wise... Anthony 2002, do you think this hangar is long enough?
Probably.
You've got the door here, and then you've got it like this long.
I mean, depends what kind of stuff you're storing in there, but...
Airplanes.
Like, if you have like a Cessna, maybe it would fit. A couple Cessnas. You have like Learjets, maybe. If you have like big airlines, like A320s, then no, it won't fit.
Yeah, I want very small propeller planes from the probably like from the 40s or 50s or something like that at this point.
Then it might fit. Fit in there.
But the asset is a bit too modern and it doesn't really fit. So maybe I could use a barn instead if I can't find a good one. Because the issue with searching for hangar is that it finds the catenary hangars. Let's see. Scrolling through here. All just the the catenary stuff. This one maybe junkyard hangar. That could work.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Ooh, Airfield Hangar. That's the one that I want. Maybe that looks good.
I want to get the first class ticket, but I don't want to have to like cancel the payment like and renew it.
What do you mean cancel the payment?
Because like doesn't it like reoccur the payment every month?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that's maybe an option, but if hold on, let me just go to the Trainz store 1 minute. Trainz store. So hold on, I'll quickly zoom out to the map view to make this a little easier. Let's have a look. Buy first class ticket. So let's just say if I try that one, if you get a membership, FCT membership, then it's I think a recurring thing, but you can buy it for 30 days, 7 days, 90 days, 180 days, or 365 days as a one-time purchase. By the looks of things.
And then just repurchase it again, like, after when you're done.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll quickly just scroll.
Why is it showing US dollars? Doesn't the UK have pounds?
Yes, we do, but I'm not logged in, or maybe the website is always just displaying in US dollars.
Oh.
Incidentally, the pound symbol comes from an L because of the Latin word for pound, which begins with an L. I think it's something like libras, something like that.
Is it Latin? Is it L because like the Latin starts with an L?
Yeah, the Latin, not the word Latin, but the Latin word for pound. The Latin word for pound starts with an L, and that's why it's basically just an L with a little line through it. Like the dollar is an S with 1 or 2 lines through it.
Okay. All right, I have to hop off for a little bit, so
Okay, thank you
see
for
you.
coming on.
Thank you. See you.
Bye. Okay, so I'm getting near the end of the list. Oh hey, look, you've got the Space 1999 craft in there. Strange considering it's Mars. Almost through. Weather changer? Okay, so actually let's read chat. Shadows, no, Twitch doesn't let you. It just looks like it. What do you mean? I don't know what that was referencing anymore. Well, in fact, I wrote that intro scene down. Good. All was right. The hangar's animated, isn't it? It is. Just opened. Should I search mustard? For the plane. Yes, I will. I can summarize to you real quick. Sure, if it's appropriate. If it's not too inappropriate. I think it's called Austin something or other. That's it. Yes. Right, I'm gonna search for that now. Ooh, NBR Drummond D-Class, mustard green. Ooh, that looks fancy. Let's just download that. No, I can't download it because I don't use it. I can't use it at the moment. Can't use it at the moment. Okay. But that's always how it goes, isn't it? See the thumbnail there? Oh, that looks nice. And then you download and download and download, and pretty soon you've got as much downloaded as on the DLS in the first place. So let's have a look. I think the warehouse is too large. The building. It doesn't fit. Does not fit. Actually, I prefer the rusted one. Maybe we just have it at the... Well, would that be dangerous? No. That's a bit too big, I think. Nah, no inappropriate stuff. Not yet. Not yet. That makes me worry a bit. It was referring to you saying Redfish was replying to his own message. He wasn't, and just that Twitch wouldn't even let you do that. Right, it was just sometimes displays a bit weirdly. Sorry, you scrolled past it. No, it was already downloaded. It was near the top. Well, it was already downloaded. What do you think is the strangest opportunity DLS you've ever come across? Well, I would have to say my own test cube with text for that. Yes. Not tax, but text, as in texture. So many D. Having it at the end of the runway. No, that would be too dangerous. Almost like having a barber shop at the end of the siding. Yeah, who would do that? Alright, it was already downloaded, yes. But that's a bit too... I don't know. I wanted something that would fit inside the hangar. But I suppose that doorway is a bit too small. Coleman's mustard. Interesting. I meant aside of that. I don't know. Let's look for airstrip. Maybe I can find something useful. Or I can find nothing at all. Let's have a look at 2 words. Airfield. 1 word. 1 word. Let's try those. Looks like a little run down next to the other building. Yeah, it looks a little. Yes, it does look a little run down next to the other building. And I'm not quite happy with this warehouse here. This thing. It looks too modern. It looks too big. I think I'm probably going to replace that. Let's have a look. What do we have here? I mean... no. I mean that would certainly fit the plane in it, but I don't know about the size of it. Yeah, the thing is, I can't really think of a plane that would actually fit in here, unless the wings were taken off when it got put in the hangar. Like, what sort of plane would fit in there? Let's have a quick look for plane. I'm gonna find a lot of stuff here. Well, not that much actually. Not London planes, 1 moment. I mean, that would be interesting, but I don't think that would fit here. That looks too modern, I think, maybe. Piper Club J3 startup banner tow plane. Yeah. These ones maybe. Maybe if it more once more plants are added around the place. Basically, you, the main character, 3rd generation hunter of the PML, are called to the city to investigate the recent supernatural activity in it. Oh, right, I see. Taking the wings off every time you put it in the hangar would be a little tedious. Yes, I know, but how are you supposed to fit a plane in this? Look, it says airplane hangar on it, and yet this airplane, which isn't a large airplane, if I try to put that in there, there's no way that'll fit. And it's not like a dog trying to get a stick through. No, if I rotate it this way, it still doesn't fit. Like, what sort of airplane is supposed to fit in there? That's the question. I mean, I've got these planes. US mail. I mean, a US mail plane, but that's got a wider wingspan than the other one. US Air. Oh, right. Look. This one is just US mail. This one is US airmail, which means, I guess, that this one isn't airmail. It just maybe drives down the road like this. Like that. And the wings are for stabilization. Then what do we have? We've got one more. Again, US mail. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what sort of thing would fit in there. But those airplanes look like something from, well, World War One, maybe even. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with planes. Maybe a little later. Maybe something from the maybe early 30s or something like that. Or maybe 20s, I don't know. And this plane, I have no idea what sort of... that one looks a little bit too modern as well. I don't know. Let's have a quick look on images. Maybe we can find images of how that hangar is supposed to be used. Let's look for country airfield hangar. Nope, that's all bigger than that. I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe it's just used for spare parts or something like that. I have no idea. I'm not that into planes. If you are, please, by all means, your help would be much appreciated. Remind me, what time period is this setting again? Well, sort of the 60s. Maybe late 50s, 60s, around there. The story opens with a view of the valley the town is in before it zooms out to reveal the train cabin you are sleeping in. It zooms out on you putting your coat on, after which you pick up your trusty AKMR, load it, then grab your trusty sidearm, Black Desert Eagle in .357 Magnum, and load it too. On the train, I see. I mean, with this, I suppose I could just have the building like that, and then, I don't know, have, if this is male, I could just have some of the airplanes parked outside like this, and then we wouldn't run into the scale issues. So just sort of like that, maybe. Or maybe that's a bit too close. Maybe more. Maybe a bit more like this. Or are those too old? They might be too old. Yeah. Plus, I think I would like to replace this one. Maybe there's a wood warehouse? Oh, there's so much to the wood. Hold on. Warehouse. What about this thing? Wood old frame warehouse. Ah, that looks more like the thing that I was looking for. That fits much better. Plus, it's already got a platform built in. Which I hope is tall enough. I think that should be right. That should be right. Yes, maybe. Actually, let's make sure that it's rotated the correct way. Is that right? Yeah, I think that would fit quite nicely. Let's just put in a boxcar just to make sure. Not a Voxcar, boxcar. That one's a bit of a too tall of a boxcar. Hold on. That one's a high one as well. I want one that's a bit lower. Yeah, see, that fits in comfortably. And fitting in one boxcar, well, maybe two actually, if they're like that. Yeah, two can work. That's great. Although these planes, they look like something out of the 20s. That doesn't work. I'm going to leave them here for the moment, just as I continue looking through the list. That's definitely military. Huh, boy playing with plane. Interesting. Airplane wreck. Even more interesting. More military stuff. That hangar looks too big. But then again, that hangar looks like it might actually fit a plane inside. Mars planet. Oh right, I see. If you're wondering why we're getting trees in here, there's a tree called a plane, and that's why when I search for plane, it finds plain trees. Almost gone through the list now. There we go. So no, the only assets that would work, either these ones which look too old, or this one which looks too modern, although I suppose I might as well look up it finds the KOID. Let's have a look. Ouster history. Blah blah blah. That's not really. Is there like a shop? No, that's not what I know. Ah, this one maybe. Manufactured Oster Aircraft Limited was a British aircraft manufacturer from 1938 to 1961, which means that if this one is an Oster, then it would have to fit in that. But if I look at the pictures here, that looks older than that. Although maybe not by much. I mean, that's from the 40s. This one's from the 60s, and that actually fits quite well. So maybe that isn't that unrealistic then. So maybe that one would work. Right, I should read some chat. One moment. Yes. Oh, the US mail clip. Maybe the airplanes aren't usually brought into the hangar, but if there's like a big storm or something, they do take the wings off and bring them in. I don't know, maybe. Oh wow, that building's perfect. Planes look a little dated for the 50s, 60s, in my opinion. Maybe one out back being kept for a heritage piece. Actually, that's a good point. Could do that. But yes, you're right. They definitely look like that. Actually, can I roll this? Oh look, I can roll this, which means that I could maybe have it rolled over in a bush or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe just kind of like over here, and then put a tree or something over it while if I move it down into the ground slightly more. Maybe like that. Didn't quite make the landing. Look, even the rotor looks like it's laying on the ground like that if it's angled like this. That fits very nicely. I'll put a tree or something over it. Yes, definitely a heritage piece, yes. The camera switches views from inside to outside, giving you a view of the train going to the city before it cuts the train off the platform, yes. Yeah, that is a good idea. You, the hunter, step down from the train with your backpack and rifle on the back. You hear the station announcements. This is Darlington. This is Darlington. Darlington? I'll be noting that down. Anyway, Darlington, by the way, is a city in England where the first steam-powered railway was built. It wasn't really a passenger railway. It was more of an industrial thing. But yeah, it went from Stockton-on-Tees, I believe. It is Stockton-on-Tees, yes. Anyway, from Stockton to Darlington. Yeah, it was referenced that. Sure it is. Did you post that video in Discord, right? Yes, I think I did. People don't pay you much mind as they're used to strangers with guns, as the valley is a popular hunting spot. I see. Inside the station. By the way, I'd like to add that you, the hunter, look like a Western bounty hunter with some touches of modernity in it. That also one is also available in other colors, red, green, blue, etc. Yeah, but I like the yellow here. Sure it is, but yeah, I meant stranger's object you found on the DLS other than your own. Oh, I don't know. Probably those egg wagon things. The ones that are faulty. That have, like, exaggerating a bit. 200 quintillion different repaints. Only a bit exaggeration. You got that signature hot and bandana on the face. Alright, I see. With some cool aviators to go with them. Shop! Next thing. Yeah, if I could go and shop, it would have been so nice if it just showed planes that you can just buy, but apparently not. Ah yes, buy an Oyster airplane from our classic range. We've currently got a buy one get one half size sale on the season. Red and orange paint jobs are all the rage, but yes. Oh wow, is it crashed? Oh no, it needs to be preserved as a piece of aeronautical history. It will be, once they get around to it. Oh, hat and banana. Oh, that makes sense. Darlington's a large market town in County Durham. Alright, the eggliners, these Chinese, yeah, they are quite strange. Very nice, but it is still a bit of a pity that they don't work. Yes, true. Now, getting back to this. I think 2 planes is fine for that bit. I much prefer this warehouse. Then we've got a little hangar here for, I don't know, maybe if there is a storm, maybe they do take the wings off or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's the stream title. Let me just zoom out of the map so you can see it. There, you can read it there. Right. So, oh, that was a bit too high. It should be like down there. There's the stream title. Can you roll the Osters too? I don't know. No. Object does not allow rolling. Which, to be fair, my hold on. My test cube with text also doesn't allow it, but that's only because I don't know how to enable it. If I did, then I would have chosen to enable it, because that just adds more options to, that gives more options to route builders. You got an E-long, tough though? I don't know. Which happens when you can see the mag belt. Alright, I see. So what else does this place need? Well, it needs a few cows around the place. Not on the runway, mind you. that runway long enough? I don't know. How long is that runway? Oh, and of course it's going to be in feet. One moment. I don't use feet that much. Well, as a measurement tool. So, let's see, feet to meters. 837.5. Oh, 255 meters. Maybe a little. Yeah, maybe a little longer. It's 255 meters. Maybe extend it to like over there. And that's, I don't like that little thing there. I'll just cut that off like this. That's not quite straight. Hold on. Maybe like that. Plus, look, there's a little uphill there as well, just to give you that little extra push. That still looks like it's getting a bit wider back here, which I don't particularly like. So, like that, I think that's a bit better. Yeah, that's better. So now how many feet is it now? 5. Wait, what? Okay, let's just put it to there, and then let's get the conversion thing up again. So that is 1135. Okay, that's 345, well, 346 meters. Should be good, I think. If I look out like that, you can see it there. I can't imagine it's a big thing to do though. Like, I imagine it's just a thing you have to have in the config file, something like rollable or something. Yeah, it's probably just something like that, yes. But yeah, who knows? I'd make it a little longer. Yeah, I did do that. Maybe one could open up a rollable object and look for things there. Yes, that is a good point. I could do that, and I probably will do that at some point. Feet. You look around the platform and notice a woman in what seemed to be a police uniform with a smaller combine-length rifle on the back approaching him. And that's where it ends for now. Ah, well, I'm glad it ended before all the bloodshed. Good. Feet, yes. Thank you. So over here, I don't know, do I want to keep this little bit here green? On the one hand, I like the look of it like this. On the other hand, it might look good if it were not that. But actually, if it's part of the property of the airstrip, airfield thing, then it probably would just be grass. There probably wouldn't be anything else on here. So I'm probably going to go over the longer grass texture over it. When I put in the splines and things like that. But I want the brighter stuff first because that is a little broader. And I like to do the broader brush strokes first because then it just makes things easier. Plus I can already see what it's going to look like when I do the details, which is useful. Yeah, something like that. So if you're coming, well, just save. Trainz, if you did know how to make objects rollable, would you update your test cube with text? Quite possibly, yes. No. Hold on. No, no worries. No bloodshed. Good. Great. I love you. I love to hear you say that. Phew. That's a relief. I'm glad. Phew. Well, I must be off. I'm tired as hell. See you tomorrow. Peace. Fit out. Bye-bye, VGR. Thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, if you come from over here, you've got the line coming from here, along this way, which still isn't finished. I need to still put splines and things on here. By the way, if this looks a little odd, it's because there are no shadows on at the moment. It's purely for performance reasons while I'm streaming. So, goes along here, up over this way. Hold on, I'll hide the stuff. Past the intermodal exchange transfer yard thing. Goes up here. Past the grain silos, which I still need to put detail around here, of course. And past up here. Continuing straight ahead. Up to the airstrip. And of course, this stuff still needs, well, stuff around it. Although there's no real reason for keeping this open. So I might just pull the trees in a little bit further. I think that might look good as well. Well, I'll be off too. Bye. Fades out too. Oh, bye, Liza. Bye-bye. Yes. Well played. Okay. So I think I'll just grab some of the trees here with the copy-paste tool and get them in a little bit closer. Sort of, maybe even up to there. Yes, I much prefer that. It doesn't have to be extremely close to the tracks. Leaving a little bit of a gap like that, I think, is good, but having it generally a little closer is better in this case. Because when I did that, I didn't, when I put the forest down before, I didn't know whether I would, well, how I would build this exactly, or if I would even build an airstrip up here, so that's why I left the space. Okay, is that a bit too straight of a line? I think that's a bit too straight of a line. So I will just move some of these trees forward slightly. Because it would be easy to have this be a, well, it depends how you look at it, a convex shape like that. Having it be concave like this, if you look at it from this way, is, I think, probably going to be a little bit more interesting. Yeah, like that. Then I'll sharpen this edge up a little as well. Okay, so, one moment, there we are. Now, I think I want like a Roy's tree over here. I'll go over to the cement plant because I think I've got some of those trees over here that I would like to use. Yes, some of these ones probably. Oh, actually a Sam tree, not a Roy's tree. And the tree kind of has to be over on this side because the plane probably wouldn't have been here for that long. The tree would have grown this tall on the other side of it. Maybe the tree is what finally stopped the plane in the first place. I can't roll the tree, sadly. Actually, if I look for Roy's, actually no, or just Roy? No, it's Roy's with an S, not a Z. Can I might be able to rotate some of the, no, I can't roll them. Okay, that's fine. Like that, and I'll put bushes over it as well. I'll put some more trees in that area, so it doesn't look as out of place. Actually, having these trees moved down into the ground might look a bit better, because then they're the same color. Although this one might, well, actually, yeah. If I just get a bigger one. Hold on. Actually, that's a decently sized one. Although I would need, let's see. No, not that. Oh, I've got the wrong thing selected. There we are. I mean, maybe I can just use that same tree again, but just move down into the ground. That might look best. Yeah, that gives a larger area. It covers a larger area. Maybe sort of like that. I want to get a big one. There we are. Rotate that a bit. Sort of like that. I think that works. With, I'll put one more back here as well. With shadows on, that's gonna look much better as well. You can kind of see it in there if you pay attention, which is good because then you can, well, then you can notice it. Although I do want one more tree over here. I moved it to the ground just to give that side a little bit more stuff over there. Maybe one more here as well. Maybe if you're watching on a smaller screen you can barely see it, but that's the way that I wanted it. If I zoom in, hold on, if I zoom in, you can see that it is visible there, the yellow diagonal bits. And it is an Easter egg. You're not supposed to see it straight away. It's supposed to be a little hidden away. And I think you can, like, if I were playing on this map and going over here, I would definitely spot that. Definitely. It's not that obscured. It says looking at a tree, but no, you can see that. Right. Tree cherry too. I don't know. If you don't know what to look for, your chances you're gonna miss it. I don't know. It does on the stream. You can't really see it. The compression is taking it out. But in real life, there I've got the two there. They're fairly similar size. Yeah, on stream I can't see it, but in real life here I can. If I zoom in, so that you can see the same bit there, so it's not as compressed. You can see it like that. You can start to see the yellow a bit better now. So you can see the yellow there and there. So yeah, you can actually see it a bit better than you can on stream. It just merges in with the green, because yellow and green is similar. So, what to do next? Well, we've got 5 minutes left, so we can't really do much. Well, except I can probably, yeah, I'll put in the texture. I colored this little field in there, which is just going to be another meadow, and then I'm going to get a thumbnail, and then the stream is going to be over. And actually I'll paint a little underneath these warehouses as well, because if I'm gonna replace that with a kind of a gravel texture later, which actually I might as well do now, then I can already have the bigger brush strokes of the lighter grass underneath it, which is gonna make that much easier. So let's do that. Just paint just a little bit underneath it like that, and then probably make this come around like this, and then something like that. Okay, that looks better, I think. Although not entirely finished. I want more than anything. No, I want just a little bit of darker texture down here. A little bit in there as well. Because does that have a... No, that's okay. That's looking good. Maybe a little bit there. Anyway, fence. There's already a fence here, by the way. It's going to be more obvious when I put grass blinds along it, which I'm probably going to do next time. Because, for now, we need a thumbnail and then the stream's going to be over. Which I might just increase the render distance a bit for this. Shouldn't be an issue. And then I'm going to go into the fly mode with Alt-U. Maybe something like that might be nice. Ooh. Let's see what that looks like. It looks okay as a photo, but it doesn't look that interesting as a thumbnail, I find. What about over here? Sort of... maybe something sort of like that could work. Perhaps. You see, I haven't really done any detailing over here, so I don't really want to put that on the thumbnail. I mean, I guess I could do something like that. Maybe. That might work. Anyway, so... right, that's the end of the stream. So thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on YouTube. And tomorrow, Kango Fango is gonna stream, and I'm gonna be playing multiplayer with him, probably, on stream, so I'm gonna be streaming there as well. But yeah, head over to Kango, and then that's gonna be that. Ground view, one moment. A fence around, oh-ish, yeah, the song. Ground view shot of the runway? No, there's no detailing around it, it would just look flat and boring. So with that, bye-bye, good night. Bye-bye, bye-bye.